Hey everyone, happy Monday. It is time for another episode of Day in the Life of Vintage Classic Specialist. These are our daily videos here from our little restoration shop where we talk about what we did that day. So let's go ahead and get started here. So Mr. Rafa, I'm having him take a break from the barn door here and focus on this bus here. I feel kind of bad. We've been neglecting this bus a bit here as far as getting it over the finish line. We had been waiting for the motor and we got it done and got it in pretty recently. So that was kind of part of what was going on. But now it's like, all right, let's get this guy his bitch and bus. So went ahead and had Rafa work on this one today. And, most of the major things on this bus are done. It's just a matter of kind of getting it over the finish line at this point. So let's talk about what he did today. The motor again was installed, but he had to still connect the fuel lines to it and had to still connect the heater cables to the heater boxes. Like I said, just a lot of little things like that. He connected the throttle cable, assembled the air cleaner, which we had previously. Let me show you guys. Previously, we had taken the air cleaner, of course, and had everything powder coated and stuff like that, but then it was just a matter, and zinc plated, so it was just a matter of like putting it together the rest of the way and installing it, putting on the correct decal there on it, and then likewise went ahead and put the valve adjusting one there on the shroud on this fresh air 40 horse motor. It's correct for this bus, which again it's a 63. So yeah, just lots of little details like that to finish up on it. Let's see what else he did. So many things I have to kind of refer to my list here. Let's see, where are we here? Oh, well, a big one, which you probably saw if you saw the thumbnail, is... So this guy had a set of really, really nice, beautiful, original beauty rings, which you can see right there. So Rafa took those and installed them and then installed the hubcaps. Hubcaps are Wolfsburg West reproductions, which are really, really nice. And Rafa or me, I think it was actually Rafa had painted those previously. So yeah, went ahead and installed the beauty rings, hubcaps. Let's see, the spare tire got installed there. You can see that. I think he adjusted the fan belt. That were probably the major things. Like I said, kind of a lot of little things, but things that still need to be done to get the bus over the finish line. So I'm thinking we can probably finish this up this month and get it to its owner here before the end of the year. So fingers crossed for that. I don't see any big impediments. Again, we've already test run the motor, did the cam brake in, no leaks, no surprises there. So we went ahead and installed it. I didn't mention a huge thing here. So apron went in and the bumper. And of course, as I always like to point out, one of the things we pride ourselves on here is putting in the engine to body seal correctly. So you can see it's one piece all the way around from end to end. Again, most people do it I don't want to say lazy way, easy way maybe, where they cut it right here and put in the side pieces and then put in this sort of U-shaped piece on the apron itself and then just bolt the apron up. But again, the problem with that is when you cut it here, it never really lays flat. And also that's not the way it was from the factory. In the factory, it was installed in one piece like you see here. So again, we love those kind of little details here. And so, yeah, there it is. So kind of a big deal, getting the apron on, getting the bumper on, and all the other little things I mentioned, air cleaner. So yeah, getting very, very close on this one here. So that was pretty much Mr. Rafa's day. So me, I kind of bounced around some today. I did work on the 67, which also is getting very close to the finish line. And one of the major things left to do is finish the stereo. So I went ahead and wired this speaker, which again, this is a speaker made from Retro Sound, as a stock replacement, but much higher quality, obviously, than the stock mono speakers that come here. So these do have stereo in them, but the separation between the two little drivers is so close that I wouldn't really call it stereo in the truest sense. But anyway, yeah, so wired that into the radio. I still need to run some wires to the back of the car in case the owner decides to put some speakers in the back sometime. But yeah, so that's all wired up now. The other thing that I did is I went ahead, so these radios that we like to use, which again are made by Retro Sound, have a lot of nice modern features on them, one of which is their Bluetooth, and so you can make and receive calls from your phone. And so I did install down here, it comes with a little microphone that you can install. So if he goes to make or receive a call, boom, microphone's right there. And then of course the sound would come through the speaker I just showed you, which is installed in the stock location right there. So yeah, routed the wire for that, tried to do it clean so it's not wires, going all over the place here. So pretty happy with how that came out. Let's see. So, what was about it for this one? So, this guy, the green 62 bug here, I did get the seat adapters back from powder coating that I made for it, and went ahead and installed those on the seats, and then did one last test fit of the seats in the car and marked the holes on the floor where those are going to go and drilled the holes. You can't see them now because the carpet's going in, but yeah, so took care of that. These are basically ready to bolt in now once the carpet goes in. So let me show you my upholstery guy. So he's actually my upholstery guy now, working for me. He previously was working for Octavio, who's in the process of closing his shop down, for those of you that haven't heard. But yeah, so my upholstery guy is in the process of putting in the carpet here on the floor. So we tried, I don't remember if I talked about this before. We tried to find, so this is a Mercedes carpet here, and we tried to find this color, and we couldn't find this. And so we decided, a couple of things. One, that we couldn't find that color. I'm sure if we checked enough places, we probably could. However, my concern was on the floor where your feet are going, this very light gray carpet would look terrible pretty quick. And so we actually opted to go with the darker color that kind of matches the charcoal on the door panels and stuff, is do that on the floors. And so my upholstery guy is now making the carpet kit here for the centers where it goes on the floor. And there's a bunch of wires running here for the stereo and the airbag system and air hoses and all this stuff. So he made some little kind of like box shaped covers that go over that massive, that thing of wires and stuff, it's like literally that big. So he made a cover to go over that so that the upholstery could kind of, jog up and over that, versus just trying to, upholster over this big kind of roundish mass of hoses and stuff like that. So yeah, he did a really good job. Really happy with how that's coming out. And yeah, this is coming right along. So I think he mainly just has to finish the other side now, and then the seats can go in, and interior of this thing will be nearly done. So that was what he worked on today. Santiago, by the way, his name. So let's talk about this guy here for a minute. So this one, I did get in the other rear wheel cylinder. So one of the rear wheel cylinders, this one was actually leaking when I went through the brakes last week on this. Was able to get one from Eddie over at Eddie and Dave's garage on Friday, so I had installed this one. The other side wasn't leaking, but we always replace wheel cylinders in pairs. And so this one finally came in today, so replaced it. The hard line also seemed like it was going bad when I started disconnecting the hard line from the wheel cylinder. It's like the hard line was stuck on the nut, and so as I was trying to loosen the nut from where it went into the wheel cylinder, the whole line was just like twisting. So even though it didn't break or anything, at that point you can't trust it. Excuse me. So I went ahead and replaced the hard line on this side too. And then Jacob and I went and bled the brakes, and they bled really nice. The pedal feels amazing now, so I think this thing is going to have really good brakes. So yeah, that's kind of a good big accomplishment on this one is going through the brakes and making sure they're all safe. And like I said, we ended up replacing some cylinders and a hard line, bleeding the whole system, and should be good to go now. And then that, of course, allowed me to put the other wheel on finally, get the car on the ground. So now you can see really what it looks like here with the wheel spacers on. Got the wheels pushed out about as far as practical here, as far as still being able to turn and have suspension travel and all that. So yeah, huge improvement on this car versus having the wheels like sitting way inboard, literally like 2.5 inches in from where they are now. So really happy with how this car is shaping up. So this one, let me talk about this one for a minute. So we had color matched and repainted the deck lid on here. And then we had color sanded and buffed the rest of the car. I didn't have him do it initially, color sand and buff that is, on the deck lid, because I didn't want the deck lid to look like way nicer than the rest of the car. But, you know, at the end of the day, the deck lid, it just had a little bit too much orange peel on it that I was really comfortable with, because the rest of the car, you know, even though it does have scratches in it, the paint is very smooth after color sanding and buffing it. So having the deck lid have some orange peel on it, it looked really out of place. So I said, you know what, let's just go ahead and do a color sand and buff on it. So my paint and body guy went ahead and did that today, and so now it looks amazing. And you know what, I don't think it really sticks out that much that it's been repainted versus the rest of the car. I mean, obviously the paint on it is perfect, but the rest of the car overall looks good enough, you know, minus some little scratches and stuff, that I don't think the deck lid sticks out like a sore thumb, even though it's like a really nice paint job on it. So yeah, anyway, had him go ahead and do that today. I think that's about all that happened on this car today. So the 69 bay window bus, we actually kind of started in on it today. And so I actually had Jacob primarily working on this one. So he went ahead and pulled off the rear wheels, rear drums, and pulled the rear suspension apart. We still have to pull the spring plates off, but he pretty much pulled off and disassembled everything else, took the stub axles out, cleaned these axle housings and stuff. So kind of starting to make a pile here of stuff that will go to powder coating for the rear suspension. Likewise on the front, pretty much just at this point pulled off the wheels and the drum. So then we'll go ahead and start disassembling the front suspension, kind of similar to what we did on the back, and then have a pile of parts that'll get painted and a pile of parts that'll get powder coated, and then it'll all go back together with new, you know, ball joints and seals and all that good stuff. Obviously all new brake components. So yeah, we're like really genuinely starting in on kind of the build portion of this one. So that's pretty exciting. This is going to be a really nice bus for these folks, which by the way is still the original owner family. They bought it new in Germany. They just had intended to keep it while they were on vacation over there for, I don't know, a month or more. They loved it so much they brought it back and was a daily driver for at least 30 years. And now it's with us, getting put back to a running, driving, beautiful car. Every bit as good, if not nicer, than when it was brand new. So yeah, very happy to get this bus back together for this family that's owned it since day one. So guys, I think that is actually it for today. Just kind of looking around the shop. Yeah, worked on a bunch of cars today. Let's see here what we worked on. Worked on one 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, between me and the rest of the team, we worked on literally 6 cars today. So I'd call that a pretty good day, keeping all these projects moving forward. So as always, guys, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for all the likes. Thank you especially for all the comments. I really appreciate all the engagement we get from you guys. Makes it super fun for us to know that people are watching and you know, making comments and stuff like that. We've got a great little community going here. So thanks again, and we'll see you guys again soon. Bye.